everybody. Welcome to another episode of Shadow Hunters. And my name is Nick Sarlo. For those that do not know who we are or what we do, we are a local paranormal group located in Illinois. And we're just trying to show people that there is life after death. Please, if you guys can, hit that subscribe button and hit the like, share the video. So we interview different people with the paranormal, YouTube stars, Twitter, anybody, anything. We actually have some pretty interesting guests coming up very, very soon. But tonight I would like to introduce a YouTube sensation star. His videos are fantastic. He's got a lot of really, really good videos on YouTube. And I will have Fluffy kind of explain about his YouTube videos to you and where you can find everything about Fluffy. So without further ado, hello, Fluffy.
What's up? Thanks for going.
Yeah, how are you?
Good.
Good. So how did you come up with the name Fluffy for your YouTube?
So it didn't come to my brain until like 2.5 years after I started my channel, because I wasn't sure on what I wanted to do for my channel. So when I started, I wanted to do gaming videos, and I wasn't sure what to name my channel.
Mm-hmm.
So I just kind of put, whatever I put on the channel, and it didn't seem to take off. So I changed it to, I think, The Fluffy at one point, just something random for like vlogs and pranks and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And then I went away from that, and I started getting into the paranormal around late 2017.
Okay.
And I changed my name from The Fluffy to Exploring with Fluffy, because I like to go, obviously travel the world, or the country, at least in the U.S. for now. Hit up everything I can, and then expand after that. But the Fluffy part came from the comedian. I watch Gabriel Iglesias a lot, so plus I'm a husky guy, so I decided to fit the name. So
yeah, I think it fits perfect, Exploring with Fluffy, especially with your videos and stuff like that. We have watched a lot of your videos and we enjoy them a lot, like especially like the whole exploring part, because there's a lot of history behind a lot of the places that we go to.
mm-hmm.
And when you get to explore those places, and you kind of get to see the history and all that. So tell us a little bit about how you got started with the whole paranormal aspect.
So I've always believed in the paranormal, but I didn't really dig deeper into it until I started my channel, or a couple years after I started my channel. I was always watching the TV shows that were on, Ghost Hunters, Ghost Adventures, all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then one day in school, I just decided to make a channel to see where it would go. Like I said, I started off with just gaming, and I went a couple years after that, transferred to, filming paranormal and exploring abandoned places.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in school in Utah, I actually did my first investigation at Asylum 49 in Tooele, Utah.
Oh, okay.
And, Ghost Adventures have been there a couple times. So part of the asylum is still being used as like a hospital part, but the rest of it's all closed down, basically just for people to be toured around, and then they can investigate for a certain amount of time. So that was my first investigation there, and that's what actually started me with the whole paranormal investigation stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I came back to my home state of Massachusetts, I started going around more throughout the state and filming everywhere I could. Anywhere that was still standing, whatever was open to me getting into, I would go there. And now I've hit up almost everything that I could find in Massachusetts, unless there's some more hidden stuff that I don't know about.
Mm-hmm.
But, I definitely want to start branching off more to different locations across the country and see what else I could find that has never actually either been filmed by anybody or has been filmed, but I've never been there. So.
Okay. Yeah, very nice. I was going to say you should definitely come up to, we've got to get you out to Illinois. There's a lot of abandoned places over here, and there's a lot of paranormal places too. I don't know if you've ever heard of Bachelor's Grove Cemetery. It's one of the world's most haunted cemeteries.
Okay.
And they have like Al Capone used to hide his victims' bodies in the lake behind the cemetery, and
Oh wow.
there's a whole bunch of stuff there.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we're right on the Wisconsin-Illinois border, so I mean, there's Wisconsin that we have, and then there's Illinois.
Okay.
Um,
I've never been to both of them either, so I'm definitely down for
okay.
that.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely very interesting in Illinois. And I mean, Illinois is a very plain and ugly state, but not a big fan of Illinois. If I could, I would move to South Dakota in a heartbeat. But
Yeah.
um,
Is it
and we've
because
been
of the locations there, or is it just because South Dakota is just a place you want to be?
I I have a thing with mountains. I
Mhm.
love mountains. So if I could, I would just live like on top of a mountain. And since Illinois is just all flat,
Mhm.
I don't get to see anything. So the first time I went out there a couple of years ago, I fell in love with the state, and everybody's
Yeah.
very nice over there, and
Right.
not over here when you live about 50 miles from Chicago and everybody's got a mouth on them, and
Yeah.
people don't know how to drive out here either. So
Yeah. If I could suggest one place for you to go with those mountains is Utah. Beautiful place.
yeah, yeah, Utah would be fun to go to. I've never
Well,
been to Colorado.
no, me neither. Yeah.
Yeah, would definitely be fun. Well, we got some people popping in here. We have Lost Souls. Hello, Lost Souls. Mark B. Adventures with Nubs. Tara NT. Maria Tobin. Yeah.
Yeah.
Maria Tobin, Tara NT. Thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. So with YouTube, I mean, you've had a lot of success with YouTube. Let's see, you got what, 5.5K, I think
Yeah. Yeah.
it is. Now, for those watching at home, like what kind of advice would you give for trying to get that many subscribers on YouTube?
Well, first off, it's definitely the dedication. You have to have
Mhm,
the dedication for this, and you have to have the mindset and the thick skin for this.
mhm,
It's not easy. It's just like having a regular job, but it's not easy. It takes you twice as long to get um, recognized on YouTube and to even start making remotely anything good on YouTube for money wise.
mhm,
Um, but definitely the dedication for one. For two, the consistency with uploading and filming quality content. You can
mhm,
upload 10 cruddy videos, and you can upload that one good video that blows the heck up that everybody would want to see you film more of that or something similar to that. So it's all about what you film and what you put into your videos.
mhm,
The editing time, the cinematics, if you add pictures into the video, um, all that leads into having good content on your channel. Um, and with me being on YouTube for over 4 years, you have the ups and downs. It
mhm,
takes forever to get where you need to be to remotely even start getting recognized. Like I said, you need to basically have that foot forward and just have that strive and that motivation to do what you want to do on YouTube. Whether it is investigation, paranormal investigations, or
mhm.
vlogging, or whatever it may be, have that thrive and dedication for it. Because if
Right.
you don't, your channel is not going to go anywhere. Somebody can help you with a little hand or a little push, but you have to put the work in to get that channel to blow up even more.
Mhm. Absolutely. Because I mean, a lot of like, so for us, we just finally hit that over that 1,000 subscriber mark, and we were, very excited for it. We noticed that we did get a lot of help from. There's a book that we've been reading. It's called YouTube Secrets by Sean Cannell, and his book just kind of like skyrocketed with all the advice on what to do and what not to do and all that. Another thing that helped is we were featured on Chills. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Chills channel.
Yeah.
We were featured on there, and we got a good 200 subscribers out of that one. But yeah, we started doing everything with the YouTube secrets, and everything took off. And you're definitely right. It's a lot of dedication. It's a lot of trial and error of what works, what doesn't work. Now, in your videos, do you like to put music in your videos or no?
Depending on the video, it depends on the location as well. I like to put the music in the beginning and the end of the video, and in between when there's really nothing going on. Like I have an editor for that because I haven't even remotely learned how to edit myself yet through a
Mhm.
computer. I did a little bit on my phone when I started, but through a computer, I'm still learning. Uh,
Right.
but I have, I'm not sure if you know him on Twitter, but Grinch 1984.
Yes. Mhm.
He edits my videos with me, and we'll get on a StreamYard call, and we'll go through this and that, and be like, okay, through this clip, what do you want to be taken out of this clip? What do you want to keep in this clip? Is this appropriate for that video on your channel? Is this going to keep the audience, drawn in? Is this going to have the audience leave and not want to watch this certain part in the video, or whatever it may be?
Right.
But with the music aspect of it, music is good in the video, but keep it very low and keep it to a minimal. Because if you're
Right.
going to be doing spirit box communication or walking around a location, you want to see if you pick up on anything, then you need to, make sure you don't have the music playing in the background because it could go over like an EVP if the microphone or your camera picks it up and the EVP
Mhm.
wasn't heard correctly. So,
Yeah, you want to make sure because that's kind of our biggest problem that we're having too is like the music is at the right level, but it feels like a lot of people are not happy with the music in the videos.
mhm,
'Cause right now we're using it's called Soundstream, and you pay so much a month, and you get to use their videos. Or
mhm.
I ended up paying for the full year, so that way I don't have to worry about monthly payments and all that, and get everything in. Um,
I do have one that I can suggest to you that's only like
yeah,
$15 a month, and that's Epidemic Sound.
yeah.
That's a really good one. That's where I find most of the pop and background music that people use in their videos, like even the bigger YouTubers. I
Mhm.
use it in mine. So if whenever you decide to watch one of my other videos with the group, the most recent one that I put out a month ago has some of that sounds or music in the
Okay.
video, and it goes with the way the video was edited.
Okay.
So basically, what you want to do with that is when you edit a video and you have it a certain way, try to find music that goes kind of head to head, hand to hand with the way you edited the video to
Right.
keep it all the same and all the same, ratio.
Mhm. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, it's just um, you put so much time, and then you think the music is going to be good, but then when you go back and you listen to it, you're like, oh god, like it's not as good as you thought. Um, so I mean, we've been kind of slowing down with the music and just mostly putting at the beginning
Hmm.
and then at the end.
Yeah.
I think a lot more people like to hear what we're seeing, the history, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, yeah, it's okay to kind of put like a little bit of like creepy music in there at times, but
Yeah.
not.
Depending on the location, like I said, depending if it's haunted or if it's abandoned. If it's haunted, I would put very minimal music. But if
Mhm.
it's abandoned and there's no like haunted history that you can find on the place, then I would put low music in the background to kind of keep it more entertaining. Because if
Right.
you just have it like a silent video with you talking, then it kind of people kind of like, I don't know about that.
Right. Oh yeah, absolutely. Now, do you also do just like normal exploring videos too, right?
Yeah, I do a mix of haunted and exploring like abandoned, and I'm also starting to try to get into like urbex a little bit.
Okay.
So
Do you have a personal favorite?
I like them all. It don't really matter to me which one.
Okay.
Um, I mean, the haunted are really interesting, but at times can be very draining. So I kind of tend to push back from that a little bit and do more exploration instead at
Mhm.
times. But if I have locations that I know are haunted, and I want to go there, I'll go. But like I have a 1950 um, abandoned town in the Cape in Massachusetts that I want to hit up, and
Right.
that's like a whole exploration because I don't
Yeah.
think anything haunted or anything bad happened. It's just all abandoned.
Hmm.
All the houses are still there. It's just overgrown with vegetation and stuff. So
Right. Now, is there one place that you would just love to go, whether it be exploration or like your paranormal bucket list?
I have a couple. Um, the two most locations that I want to go to would be Bobby Mackey's.
Yep. I'm
And
there with you.
I know these places have been filmed so much, but I
Mhm.
have yet to experience it myself.
Right.
So even though people have seen videos on it so much, I could have a different aspect on how I film it and how I put it together or what I catch. Some
Mhm.
people kind of just rush through that stuff and don't really take their time. I'll take a day or two, full day or two to investigate the whole thing thoroughly.
Right.
And then I'll go through the video and see what's actually worth keeping in there if I caught anything in certain rooms or whatever it may be. The
Right.
other one would be Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Okay.
And then, of course, the Queen Mary. I know that's like the top three, the Queen Mary in California.
There you go. Yeah, that's kind of on our bucket list too. I know Bobby. Now Bobby Mackey's, I wouldn't mind going to, but I always get like people get mixed reviews there. It is haunted. It is haunted. It
Yeah,
is.
I've heard people go there and they don't ever want to step foot in there again. Like they've had stuff go wrong with them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Bobby Mackey's, I wouldn't mind going to. The one place I know the team absolutely really wants to go to is Trans Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Yep.
Um,
Yeah,
ever,
that sounds pretty cool too. I've never been there either.
ever since I've seen that episode on Ghost Adventures when they went there, and then what's the show with Nick and Katrina Weidman?
Um, oh God, I don't remember. I know he left the group and
I can't remember the name, but like they did a thing there, and the camera was like looking down this like hallway, but it was like a dead end, and you just see this like thing like crawling on the ground. Like, I would love to go there, and hopefully one day I would really love to go to Chernobyl.
yeah. Oh yeah, that's another place too. Yeah, me and my girl were talking about that. I think a couple weeks ago or a week and a half ago, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Talking about if you could go there, you'd have to wear like a hazmat suit if you can even or try to get close to it as possible.
Right. I heard they're kind of opening it up a little bit more to people to kind of slowly go in there, but it's still very, very heavily radioactive.
Yeah,
Here with oh, that's it. Brian just said Paranormal Lockdown. That was the name of the
that's
show.
what it is.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many places I want to go to, and just for normal like exploring too. Like that would be a lot of fun to do. We got to go to Joliet State Prison in Illinois, and that place is just crazy. But like they didn't let us into the guard towers or anything like that because it's too condemned in there. It's just all water damage and all that too. And I mean that's something you got to be careful with too. Is when you go into these places, like making sure that there's nobody like living inside, any homeless or just water damage or this kind of damage.
Right.
Do you take any safety precautions before going into any of these places?
I try to, if I remind myself correctly, I try to. At times, I just want to get in there and get out because I don't know, like, if there'll be a cop or a security guard sitting around or whatever it may be.
Right.
Because some of the places I go to kind of have like people looking out.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll just try to get in there and get out as quick as I can. Or if there's a location that I know I can be at that I can get into, I'll pray before I go in. And then I'll have my sage with me in my pickup truck. I'll go in, film what I need to film. I'll pray before and after I get out of the building. That
Mm-hmm.
way, there's prayer there for those who are still lingering there, and there's a prayer for me when I get out of the building. And then I'll sage myself, my vehicle, my equipment,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll leave. So
Okay. That's good. Yeah, it's kind of like us. We do prayer protection. We always do the prayer to Saint Michael, and then we use or we'll bring with us like a lot of crystals, black tourmaline, anything like that to kind of like repel negative energy and all that. Is there a place that you have spent multiple times at? Like, is there a place that you just can't get enough of?
Oh, it's not so much I can't get enough of it. It's more of, you know, trying to film everything at once and not being able to.
Mm-hmm.
So there's this one hospital in Lakeville, Mass that I've been to 3 or 4 times.
Okay.
But I've only been there 3 or 4 times because, there's different floors. So I'll split it up into like 3 or 4 different parts.
Mm-hmm.
So there's like a ground floor, and then there'll be like the morgue ground area, then the first floor, second floor, and then the third floor would be the roof.
Okay.
So I have those videos on my channel too, split them up into different parts. And then what I did, and I think I might start doing again soon, was the last editor I had. We'd take all those clips and take the best parts out of them and
Mm-hmm.
make it into like a mini movie.
Okay.
So that way everyone can see the whole thing at once instead of going from one video to the next to the next.
Right.
So I've done that with that part of that location that I went to. I did that with that.
Okay. Now, is there a location that you have been to that it just like really scared you completely? Like you were terrified after it.
I'd have to say, what was it? Fairfield Hills Hospital.
There's my dog. Okay. Hey, relax. Uh-huh.
In Newtown, Connecticut.
Okay.
Great place. I do want to go back because I missed one whole part of it
Mm-hmm.
because I guess like a bell tower and stuff, but cops patrol that at times. So I have
Right.
to be careful on, because we'd have to park a little distance away from the building and then crawl underneath the fence because it's all fenced off. There's a little opening though. You crawl underneath the fence,
Mm-hmm.
walk through some brush, some bushes and stuff, and then get to a door that's bolted, but the glass is broken.
Right.
What other people have been doing when they get in there was they have a chair on the other side. You'll step on some rocks on the outside, and there'll be a chair on the other side. You'll climb in, step on the chair, bring the chair to the second door that's there,
Mm-hmm.
step on the chair, and climb through the door because both the glass windows for the doors are broken.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the way that I got into that place. Again, they could have boarded it up already because so many people go there,
Right.
but I'm not 100% sure. I haven't been there in a while. But I definitely missed one whole side. I only got through a certain amount of the
Right.
location.
Okay.
But we heard like chains dragging on the ground. Sounded like a patient or a guard was dragging chains.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then the people I was with filming, one of them heard what it sounded like somebody say "yo" from like down the hall, and we were in one of the rooms checking stuff out.
Right.
Um, that video was actually featured, I think, on Chills, like number 11 or number 10 on Chills. I think it was number 10. I don't remember how long ago, but like after like 8.5 minutes of the video, I panned my camera to a certain door that's completely shut. You can't open it. The glass is still intact and everything. But you
Right.
see a white shadow figure just slowly walk past the door, and I didn't even notice that until the video was put up on the channel.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Yeah, it's crazy the stuff that you can capture when you're not paying attention.
Right.
That kind of seems like when a lot of the paranormal activity hits. Like for example, the video that we just dropped yesterday, we had filmed this before, but like behind my house is a Native American burial ground, and we weren't even paying attention, and just out of the corner, the camera just happened to catch it. It was something just rises up from the ground and just floats right off.
Wow.
And the first time I saw that, like in post production, I was just like, "Holy shit! Like this is where I live." Like,
Right.
and I mean, we've gotten so much activity back there too in the woods. Have you ever gone to like any haunted wooded area?
Haunted woods? No, that's something I haven't done.
Mhm.
I know there's quite a bit around. Like I forget the name of the forest, but there's a certain forest in Fall River, um, Massachusetts, but I'm not sure what the name of it was. but a lot of like terrible things happened there, I guess. And
Yeah.
I was planning on going there, but again, who knows if something's really gonna happen? It's just open land. You're
Right.
surrounded by trees, so who knows if something really is gonna happen? You can go there and film for a good 2.5, 3 hours and get maybe 5 minutes of footage. So I didn't end up going there. I didn't want to waste the time to drive an hour and 45 minutes to go there and find out there was nothing there for me to capture.
Right.
So, but I mean, like the Pocomoke Forest in Delaware, I'd
Hmm.
definitely go there because I know it's haunted. I know there's stuff that happens there.
Hmm.
So I'd go to that, something like that, but never have actually been to one.
Okay. I was gonna say because you're so close to, or you're in Massachusetts. Have you ever been to where they did the Salem witch trials and stuff?
Yeah, I've been to Salem, Mass a couple times. I want to go back with my girl, um, but I'm gonna wait for her to come to Massachusetts from where she's at.
Okay.
Because the last 2 times I went, I didn't have a good time because the people I was with, just nothing was being done, nothing was being filmed,
Right.
kind of just horsing around. So I want to go with her because I know she likes that stuff too, and I want to get a solid video, a solid like 1 or 2 videos, because
Right.
there's so much to be seen there. And if I can try to get some acceptance to get into some of the houses that are there that they tour, I'd like to
Mhm.
get into them if possible.
Okay. Yeah, we're actually, me and my good friend who's on the team. We're planning on going to Salem in the end of July, I want to say. We're going to go out there for a couple days. We're going to fly into Boston,
Hmm.
and then just drive to Salem, go over there, go see some of the filming locations for Hocus Pocus, and come back. But yeah, I've always been interested in like the Salem witch trials and all that, and like if it was actually true what had happened over there, or if it was just everybody just causing mass hysteria about nothing. Because there's like it kind of goes either way.
Right.
Um, Now, besides paranormal with like ghosts and all that, do you believe in anything else like aliens or?
Mm, I don't know. It's 50-50. I don't know. I don't say it's 100% real, but I'm not saying it's 100% fake. I can't really tell. Nobody can. People can swear up and down that it's 100% real, but how do you know? How can you
Right,
actually know? It's just like with the
right,
paranormal. If you don't actually do something with it, you're not gonna know if it's real or not. To some people it is. To some people they still don't think it's real, even if something happens.
right,
They'll just brush it off as something different or whatever it may be. But with,
absolutely.
with the alien stuff, I don't know. If I was able to get into Area 51 and actually not get killed from there,
Yeah, right.
I would actually document whatever I could from there. Because then it would tell us if there is aliens or whatever it may be. But
Right.
we'll never know. We'll be all gone before we even ever know.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's whatever is actually going on in Area 51 during this lifetime, we're not going to know. I mean, yeah, and people swear up and down, like you said, that there are aliens and all that. And I mean, it's like me. Like I still, yeah, I don't think we're the only people on this like universe.
Hmm.
But then again, if I don't see it, I don't believe it.
Right.
So it's the same with ghosts. Like I didn't believe in ghosts or anything like that, and I thought Ghost Adventures was the dumbest show on TV and all that. And then all of a sudden,
And
I had my first paranormal experience, and then boom, everything took off.
people still do think that it's all bogus. But
Mhm.
I mean, how do they know unless they actually try it out or actually go to
Right,
a location or actually figure it out for themselves? People
right,
that say that they don't believe in it don't want to go to a location because they're afraid something might happen.
hmm,
So they'll just keep thinking to themselves, "It's nothing. That's not real. They're not real,"
right,
because they're afraid something would happen to them, and if they do, then they're gonna believe. And back
mhm,
in the back of their mind, they don't want to believe.
right. Yeah, a lot of them are just like too scared to believe, or they don't want anything to happen. Or a lot of people just need that experience for something to happen. Because I know there's, I was the same way. I didn't believe in any of that, and then all of a sudden I had my first paranormal experience, and then all of a sudden, like, I'm doing all this ghost stuff and all that. Now I know a lot of people have asked to, or had asked me to ask you on the show, what is it like working with Omar Gosh? Because he's like the king right now of paranormal. What's going on with YouTube and stuff?
It is really great to know him as a person, not just a YouTuber, because he's just a person just like us.
Right.
People think just because he's a YouTuber, he's a celebrity. He's a person.
Right.
He has his life to take care of behind YouTube. So, but with filming with him, it's it's just like meeting a movie star. You get to hang out with the person for a day or so, whatever it may be. But filming with him is great. You get to see locations in Florida that you didn't even think you'd be able to go to, or even fathom of actually seeing. Plus, you film with somebody that's been on YouTube for a while that knows what they're doing.
Right.
I mean, even though everyone's just an entertainer on YouTube, they're still entertaining people to a point, depending what you do on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
So with him, with his vlogging, and then his paranormal and his randonautica, he keeps people drawn.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, he, just because, I follow him on Twitter and all that. And I mean, just, he seems like a great guy, a great guy to get to know and all that. It's just like you say, everybody's just a normal person. It's, you record your stuff on YouTube, you may have a lot of followers, but, everybody's kind of going on their own path and just being their own normal self. And that's what a lot of people need to do. I mean, in my opinion, just, it's great to have a lot of followers, but, it's great to just be yourself too.
Right.
Now, when you go on these locations, either to abandoned places or anything like that, do you have any paranormal equipment that you always bring with?
I do, but I don't try to use a whole lot of it. I try to keep the videos as plain as they can be, because you'll be surprised how much more you can catch with just the audio off your camera, or
Right.
a 2-meter, or if you have your phone, use the spirit box on your phone. But if I was going to a bigger location instead of a smaller one, like if I was going to a jail, I'd bring a couple cameras, set up a camera in the hallway, set up a camera in one of the jail cells.
Mm-hmm.
I'd buy a couple more spirit boxes or whatever, have a couple of recorders, put one in one location, two in two different locations, and go film the rest of the location, the bigger location, and see what you capture. And then put it all together as one whole video.
Mm-hmm.
But with the equipment, I have REM pod, I have spirit box, I have dowsing rods, I have K2 meter, I have that stuff, but I don't use it all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The main one I will use would be the recorder or the spirit box on my phone. I don't go too crazy, but if I wanted to and I really wanted to, I'd get a SLS camera, which I really want, but I just don't have the money to get it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I would get an Ovilus 5. I had one of those before and I got rid of it.
Right.
I get the paranormal puck too. That's another great piece of equipment to use. I'd get that, but again, it's expensive. All these equipments that you have and people buy, it's expensive.
Oh yeah.
You'll be lucky if you can get a K2 meter and an SB7 or SB11, depending on which one you want to use.
Absolutely, yeah. It's taken us forever just to get we ended up purchasing the millimeter that has the REM pod built into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's taken us like 10 years just to get that when it first came out. So yeah, I mean, paranormal equipment is super expensive right now. So like, and you see all these people that have all this paranormal equipment and they have like 12 bags that they bring with them and all that. It's
excessive. That's way too excessive for that. I mean, you're expecting to catch something, not scare something away.
Right. It's way too much. It's way too much money. I feel the best tool is kind of like you say, your video camera, your digital voice recorder,
Yep.
and just your intuition.
Yep.
Of
your ears, your eyes. Those are the most important equipment to have. Your ears, your eyes, and your camera.
Mm-hmm.
And a flashlight.
Right. Absolutely. And I mean, like, and we always tell the spirits, you can drain our equipment, you can drain our batteries, you can do this, you can do that. And they drain us all the time. I can't tell you how many times we've been on paranormal investigations and we have what we just call a paranormal hangover the next day, where you just completely feel like crap. But a lot of times it's worth it though. So yeah, where can people find out more about you and your videos and stuff?
So I have Twitter, and I use Twitter almost every day, unless I take a break from Twitter and social media. But I use Twitter. I have Instagram, and I obviously have YouTube. YouTube is Exploring with Fluffy. Type it in the search bar, and it'll come up. I got over 5,500 subscribers. And then for Twitter, it's the Fluffy, I think with 3 Y's at the end. And I always tweet on there when I post videos and when I go live and all that stuff, or when I have new content coming out, or when I do giveaways or whatever it may be.
Mm-hmm. Do you do Facebook at all or no?
I have Facebook, but it's more for family.
Family, gotcha. Perfect. So there you guys have it. Please go to his YouTube channel, subscribe. Definitely, like I said, there's a lot of great videos on there. A lot of exploration videos, a lot of paranormal videos. And he does a lot of tweeting on Twitter. So yeah, definitely make sure you guys go follow him. And Fluff, I just want to thank you so much for being a guest on the show.
Thank you.
We're going to be doing our show again in May, and we'll definitely choose one of your videos again. We may even choose a couple of your videos and just show them to everybody for them to enjoy.
Sounds good.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you again for being on the show, and I will talk to you later.
Sounds good. Thank you.
No problem. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching another episode of Shadow Hunters. And I will be back next week with I'll be back on Sunday with another episode for you. So I will see you guys later. Take care. If you guys have not, please remember to hit that subscribe button and like and share. And I will see you guys later.